Red Dead Redemption 2 is not just a game. It's a work of engineering, art, and storytelling that redefined what it means to create digital worlds. Released by Rockstar Games in October 2018, it took around 8 years to develop, with more than 1,000 professionals involved across studios like Rockstar North, San Diego, Leeds, Toronto, India, and others. The result? An open world that doesn't just simulate life, it interprets it with emotional depth and visual fidelity. The technical foundation of all this is the Rage Engine, Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, a proprietary engine that was completely reworked to support the challenges of Red Dead Redemption 2. It was designed to handle real-time volumetric rendering, dynamic global illumination, advanced cloth, particle and collision physics, as well as a behavioral AI system that brings to life humans, animals, and even the environment itself. From a software engineering perspective, the highlight goes to the engine's modular architecture. Each subsystem, weather, lighting, animation, physics, AI, runs in parallel, taking advantage of multiple CPU and GPU cores. This allows the world to function organically, without relying on fixed scripts or pre-programmed events. The game is able to react to the player in real time, creating an experience that feels alive, unpredictable, and deeply immersive. The main programming language used in development was C++, with Visual Studio as the development environment. Version control was managed with Perforce, a robust tool that enables hundreds of developers to work simultaneously on different parts of the project. In addition, Rockstar used internal tools for map editing, vegetation simulation, animal behavior, facial and body capture, and seamless integration between art and code. In terms of graphic design, art direction was led by Aaron Garbut, a Rockstar veteran responsible for the visual identity of multiple GTA titles. The artistic vision of Red Dead Redemption 2 was cinematic realism, with earthy color palettes, natural lighting, and scene composition inspired by classic Western films. Each region of the map has its own visual identity, from the snowy mountains of Ambarino to the dense swamps of Lemoyne. The city of St. Denis, for example, was inspired by New Orleans, featuring colonial architecture, narrow streets, and dense urban lighting. The soundtrack, composed by Woody Jackson, is another element that elevates the experience. More than 190 musical pieces were created, with collaborations from artists such as Daniel Lanois. The music shifts dynamically depending on the action, location, and emotional state of the character. Ambient sounds were recorded in the field, wind, water, footsteps, animals, all with high-fidelity microphones. This creates total auditory immersion, where the player can feel the world even without looking at the screen. The narrative was written by Dan Houser, Michael Unsworth, and Rupert Humphreys. The script is built on a dynamic mission system that changes depending on time of day, weather, reputation, and past decisions. Dialogues have multiple variations, and random events emerge in the world, affecting the player. This requires a conditional event system, where each mission is a node in a logical network that responds to the game's global state. The artificial intelligence is one of the greatest achievements of its generation. NPCs have daily routines, memories, and contextual reactions. Animals behave realistically, with their own ecosystems. The world reacts to the player, dirty clothes trigger comments, crimes are remembered, reputation affects interactions. All of this is managed by a Blackboard AI system, where each entity has a set of goals, memories, and stimuli that define its behavior. In project management, Rockstar adopted a combination of methodologies. Scrum was used for art and design teams, while Kanban was applied in engineering and QA. The concept of a vertical slice was essential, building a small playable portion of the game to test narrative, mechanics, and performance before expanding into the full world. Tools like Jira, Trello, and Notion were used to organize tasks, document decisions, and keep the team synchronized. Beyond internal tools, the team used software like Houdini for complex visual effects, Substance Painter for texturing, Figma for UI prototyping, and Miro for experience flow mapping. Each tool was integrated into the production pipeline with surgical precision, allowing art, code, and narrative to meet in one place. Another impressive technical achievement is the open-world streaming system. Unlike games that load separate areas, RDR2 loads the entire world in real time, with optimizations that prioritize what is around the player. This requires aggressive memory management, asset compression, and careful balancing between CPU and GPU, all designed with performance in mind, without sacrificing quality. Physics also deserves mention. Every fabric, every object, every horse has its own simulation. The collision system is highly detailed, allowing the character's body to interact with the environment naturally. Even beard and hair growth is simulated in real time, a detail that shows the team's level of obsession. Motion capture was done with cutting-edge technology. More than 2,000 actors participated, with facial and body capture sessions in dedicated studios. This allowed each character to have unique expressions, natural gestures, and emotional presence. The protagonist, Arthur Morgan, played by Roger Clark, is one of the most complex characters ever created in video games, thanks both to the writing and to the technology. Red Dead Redemption 2 also innovated in the way it presents its interface. The HUD is minimalistic, appearing only when necessary. This reinforces immersion and allows the player to focus on the world around them. The interface design was based on usability testing, prototypes built in Figma, and constant adjustments throughout development. Narratively, the game doesn't force the player to follow a straight path. It offers freedom to explore, interact, ignore, or dive deep. This requires a narrative state management system, where each choice alters variables that influence the world. It's as if the game is constantly rewriting the script based on the player's actions. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the result of all this: modular engineering, integrated artistic direction, systemic storytelling, and an obsession with detail. It is a game that doesn't just entertain, but teaches, about design, about technology, about how to create worlds that breathe. If you want to create something like this, start by studying engines such as Unity or Unreal, tools like Game Maker, Figma, Houdini, and Substance. But above all, understand that great games don't come from tools, they come from vision, patience, and respect for the process. Red Dead Redemption 2 is living proof of that. And now that you know the behind the scenes, maybe you're ready to start your own project. Red Dead Redemption 2 is not just a game. It's a work of engineering, art, and storytelling that redefined what it means to create digital worlds. Released by Rockstar Games in October 2018 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and later in November 2019 for PC and Google Stadia, it took around 8 years to develop, with more than 1,000 professionals involved across studios like Rockstar North, San Diego, Leeds, Toronto, India, and others. The result? An open world that doesn't just simulate life, it interprets it with emotional depth.